What is up everyone, Stefan here from TechRight. Today I will be putting the ZTE Zmax camera up against the ZTE Zmax Pro. Now, in this video, we're going to be giving you some information about both of these cameras as far as the specifications go, and then we're going to go into real world use. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so right off the bat, we're going to be talking about the specifications of the camera. Now on the ZTE Zmax Pro, we do have a 13 megapixel autofocus main camera with LED flash and digital image stabilizer. Now we do have a head over the Zmax Pro on the ZTE Zmax because we do have a 16 megapixel plus 2 megapixel rear facing camera with autofocus and LED flash. Now we do have the extra 2 megapixel camera used for, depth of field in portrait, bokeh effect, and monocolor. So we have an edge on the ZTE Zmax Pro right away going into the cameras. Now we're going to take a look at the front facing cameras. Now we do have a 5 megapixel front facing camera on the ZTE Zmax Pro, and we have a 8 megapixel front facing camera on the ZTE Zmax. We're going to go inside of the phones, take a look at the features, and after that we're going to go ahead and test them out. Okay, so going into features on the actual phone or phones right here on the ZTE Zmax Pro, we obviously have auto on both for taking photos, and we have regular manual mode if you guys are into photography and stuff, and you guys know how to change the aperture and stuff like that. But we do have the same types of filters right here as well. So we both of these phones do have the same type of filters. Okay, so the differences between these phones: on the ZTE Zmax Pro, we actually have a 1080p front-facing camera. Now it's going to shoot in 1080p full HD, but on the ZTE Zmax, we don't get the 1080p. We actually get 720p video. Now I don't know if that's a huge difference. To me, it's not really a huge difference. It doesn't matter to me about the resolution. It really matters what it looks like, in real time, what it actually looks like. But both of the rear facing cameras do shoot in 1080p, but that's just a little, thing they have or difference between both these cameras. Now if we go into the modes right here on the ZTE Zmax Pro, we have panorama, multi-exposure, slow motion. Now we do have, hold on right here. Now we do have multi-exposure and panorama on the ZTE Zmax, but they took off the slow motion. I do not know why they took it off. It was kind of a gimmick. I thought it was pretty cool, but it wasn't like super high quality. It wasn't amazing or whatever. But I thought it was a cool little feature on here. So that's really all of the modes we have on the ZTE Zmax Pro. Now we have a lot more capabilities on the ZTE Zmax. Now going into dual camera, we actually have bokeh effect right here. I'll show you. We actually have bokeh effect, we have portrait, and we have monocolor. And we have right here, we have manual, panorama, multi-exposure, and time-lapse. So we have all of those in the ZTE Zmax. So a lot more features straight off the bat on the ZTE Zmax, definitely more than the ZTE Zmax Pro. Now we're going to actually take some photos and video and use some of the features that are actually on both of these devices. We're going to compare and contrast and see which one is better right now. Again guys, I'm going into this with an open mind. This is a $79 or $99 phone. Color reproduction is pretty nice. Stabilization could be a little bit better, but this is a $99 phone. Focusing is pretty decent. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome camera for $99. We're going to go ahead and compare it to the Zmax now though. So this is the ZTE Zmax, and right away I can tell that there's much better color reproduction on the ZTE Zmax, as well as focusing. The resolution on this seems to be like a bit more dense. Definitely seems to be a better camera to me though, and using it for a while, it's been really nice. This is the front facing camera on the Zmax Pro. Let me get in direct sunlight right here. This is the front-facing camera on the Blade Zmax. So as you guys saw, the Zmax Pro kind of outshined the ZTE Blade Zmax on the front-facing camera. And again, I do have to explain that it does have a 720p camera on the Blade Zmax, and the Zmax Pro has a 1080p camera. Now, don't you guys worry, this is actually not over yet. So this is the Zmax Pro's rear-facing camera. All I could really do is take, the regular old selfies on manual or automatic. We can also, add some filters or whatever on there. But this is where the Blade Zmax comes into play. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, the dual camera on the Blade Zmax can utilize 3 different effects. We have bokeh effect, monocolor, and portrait mode. Now, all of these modes outshine the Zmax Pro, like, in my opinion, right away. Saying the Zmax Pro is a bad camera, but here's a little slideshow of the ZTE Blade Zmax pretty much bodying the competition. Now, the only thing that I would critique about the camera, using bokeh effect or any of the dual camera effects on this phone, is that the edge detection is not all the way there, and so some stuff is blurred out that really shouldn't be. But it is a $99 phone, so you could really look past this. Now, the last thing I want to go ahead and take a look at is panorama mode. Now, this is something that both of these phones do very, very well, and this is one of the things that I wanted to touch on a bit. Now, this is the ZTE Zmax Pro's panorama mode. Color reproduction is there. Clearness and everything is there. I think it looks absolutely nice. I just think on the ZTE Blade Zmax, which you're about to see right here, has better light inside of it, better color reproduction, better stabilization. I think it's all around clear, and it has better contrast as well, and I think it does it way better on the ZTE Blade Zmax. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below, as well as subscribing if you guys are not a part of the TechRight fam already. Tell me down below which phone you think won, and I'd be interested in seeing that. But yeah, guys, this has been TechRight. Hope you guys are having an amazing day wherever you are. Peace out.